All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Geekly Goods Roundup, guys. We got a lot to discuss on the Roundup today, guys. But y'all, another Sunday full of news. SAG-AFRTRA has now joined the strike with the WGA, guys. We need fair wages for these writers, guys. Later on in the show, we're going to show you some salaries from some CEOs. And let me tell you guys, there's some high earners in there, and I will pull it up on my screen, and we'll see. They earn a lot, but writers and actors, for the most part, are not being paid fairly. Now, I know that the assumption is that, actors get paid a lot. They appear in movies. So, hey, like you're in Hollywood, you're going to get paid a lot, right? Well, most of them aren't. Most of them are not getting paid the residuals from streaming that they should be getting paid, because a lot of actors, and actually a majority of actors, unfortunately don't get paid as much as you would think. Not everybody's Brad Pitt. There's a clear separation and a clear line between people who do get paid, who don't. Guys, we left some resources down in the comments, down in the description for you to support both the Writers Guild of America and the Screen Actors Guild. Guys, down in the description box, you will find the social media toolkit. So you'll find all the branding that you need to spread the message. help these writers, help them. And then, of course, we've got some donation funds, an entertainment community fund, which goes towards helping them with a lot of different financials, including housing and so much more. Also, there's one other, it's called the Snack List, which is just a donation to just kind of help them out with all kinds of snacks and food for the writers that are picketing outside, guys. Definitely be sure to hit that description box down below. And we got to support our people. We got to support y'all. We got to support them. So thank you so much for coming to the stream tonight. And if you're watching later on, be sure to click down in the description, learn a little bit more about what's going on here with the WGA strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike. Like I said, a lot of these actors aren't getting paid like you might think. There's a clear separation and clear distinguish between them both. So I appreciate you guys for listening to that with me, and of course, is pulling up to the stream. But we also got more stuff to talk about. We got the Deadpool 3 first look, baby. We also got some box office reports going on, which a little bit of conflicting stuff between Mission Impossible and also Elemental. Beating The Flash? Listen, guys, like The Flash, I seen this post today, y'all, and I know y'all saw it too. It has underperformed even Green Lantern. That's a whole new stumble. But guys, I'm not going to keep you waiting too much longer. I'm going to get my calls with the most in here. Loretto, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm as good as I can be, considering that I'm sweating my butt off. Always a pleasure. Always happy to be here. We got a lot to get into tonight.
Lot to get into, man. There's so much with the news and with some trailers, which we'll just get started with one we were talking about right before the stream, guys. But before we do, we got to get to our segment, y'all. Our first segment. Y'all, we got to rate on a scale from 1 to 10 how we're feeling about these upcoming movies. We got Joe-san in the house, seeing Mission Impossible tomorrow. And then we got Laser in the house as usual. Happy to see you, Loretto.
What's up, Laser?
But
right
we will
back
go
at
to
you.
our first one. We're going to go to Wonka. Let us know down in the comments on a scale from 1 to 10 how much you're anticipating Wonka. Because, guys, Wonka, I will admit, at first I was like, all right, is this going to be any good? Is it really going to be that great? Then I figured out it was directed by Paul King, who directed the Paddington movies. And those are some of the most wholesome movies to ever grace the big screen, guys. But let's read the premise for Wonka, which is based on the extraordinary character at the center of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Roald Dahl's most iconic children's book and one of the best-selling children's books of all time. Wonka tells a wondrous story of how the world's greatest inventor, magician, and chocolate maker became the beloved Willy Wonka we know today. Now, this is starring Timothée Chalamet in the lead role, along with other cast members, Keegan-Michael Key, Patterson Joseph, Matt Lucas, Sally Hawkins, and more, guys, including Olivia Colman and Hugh Grant. Listen, Loretto, the trailer dropped. I think you're fresh off of watching it, man. How do you feel about Wonka? 1 to 10. Paul King coming in to give us another big piece of wholesome. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
So I got to preface this with, I watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory starring Gene Wilder religiously as a kid.
Wow.
The wonder of the what they did with that film. It's dated now. It came out in like 1971, I think. But Gene Wilder had such a charm and such an odd, like, off-putting type of like macabre humor. But
right,
it spoke to me though. Like, it was weird, it was creepy, it was funny, it was just so much. And as a kid, I just ate it up, especially the introduction where you're just seeing chocolate flowing and you're seeing the candy bars get pressed, and it was just so scrumptious looking. And as a child, I was like, I want to go there, I want to eat the giant gummy bears. And it's just, it takes you away with it into a world of wonder. So with that being said, I'm already kind of hooked, and I've read the book when I was a kid. I actually didn't hate the Johnny Depp version. I know some people didn't like Johnny Depp as Wonka. I didn't have too many problems with it. It was actually a lot more faithful to the book than the original film, but
it was.
With that being,
yes, agreed.
Yes. And with that being said, I am so delighted by this trailer. It just filled me up with the right amount of wonder and joy, and I like Timothy Chalamet's energy. It's not exactly Johnny Depp, it's not exactly Gene Wilder, it's somewhere in the middle, and that's totally okay, because as far as I'm concerned, this isn't going to be a 100% interpretation of what we've seen. I actually don't mind Timothy Chalamet making it his own and just having fun with it, and that's what it seems like. Like, it
Well,
doesn't
it
seem
is.
like he's.
I will say it is a prequel to the Willy Wonka.
Is that official?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is a prequel to the Gene Wilder starring Willy Wonka.
Well, I mean,
I didn't know this until very recently, honestly.
That's really interesting. And just to kind of like, I don't want to go on too long, but like the same way that Solo did with Solo, a Star Wars story, I just kind of feel like they're not like impersonating the actor that came before them. Like Alden,
I
like what's his name? Alden Ehrenreich.
Ehrenreich.
I can't say his freaking name, but he didn't impersonate Harrison Ford. He kind of just made Han Solo his own thing, and I think Timothy Chalamet is kind of doing that too. So I love the score, I love the production design. It looks so grand. There's big wide shots, there's dance numbers, there's big like magical sequences, and I gotta admit, the kicker for me was Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa. I didn't see that coming, but not only do I love Hugh Grant, I just thought that was just awesome to see. So honestly, I am at a 9.5.
Wow, a 9.5. Okay, so I also have watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory quite a bit. I think I've actually watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory more, but I do like Willy Wonka more than I like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, even though, like you said, it is the book version because I've read the book as well. But I love this charm that Timothy Chalamet has, this wonder, this portrayal of this character that I haven't really seen out of Chalamet before. He tends to fall into the same typecast, and I think that this is something new for him. And to me, he seems to really pull it off in the trailer. He feels like this charming, upright, upbeat, just big character that Willy Wonka should be in his youth. So I really like that. And like you said, it feels unique from Johnny Depp and Gene Wilder. It feels like he's putting his own spin on it. So I do like Timothy's interpretation in the trailer. I like how the music sounds. When I saw from the director of Paddington, I like freaked out. Like I was like, okay, I am 100% way more in than I thought I would be. I completely forgot about that detail. And when I saw it in the trailer, I was like, yep, I'm here. It just feels magical. It feels wholesome. It has that same charm as Paddington, that same kind of wholesome vibration going on. So I love how it looks. What I want to know more about is the central conflict here and where they're going with Olivia Colman's character and how she's involved. Because I'm like, she looks kind of like a sneaky villain type. So I'm like, all right, what's going on with that character? I want to know a little bit more. But for a teaser, really enjoyed myself. Like you said, Hugh Grant, hilarious. Like I liked how it looked too, by the way. It didn't look Uncanny Valley. So it looked believable. I liked how the Oompa Loompa looked. And the chocolate, everything just looks awesome. The production design, everything looks wonderful about this movie. And what I'm really looking forward to is just getting another version of Wonka. And apparently he's going to sing since it's a musical. So you know what? Let's do it. I don't really like musicals most of the time, but it looks so magical and wholesome that I'm here for it, man. I'm going with a 9 out of 10. I'm so excited. Ooh, JHC, what's going on, man? Did not like the Johnny Depp version growing up. Understandable. You know, the Gene Wilder is my favorite. But I like the Johnny Depp. I don't think the Johnny Depp is bad per se. But I like the Gene version the best.
You know, to your point about Timothy, I feel like he's trying to battle Robert Pattinson with the brooding contest. Like, a lot of his roles have been very serious and very, like Timothy Chalamet just grumpy all the time.
Hey, what's going on, Tyler? After Walk, I'm interested in how to become a part of the chocolate cartel.
And you know what I also want to touch on is the fact that a lot of people, like when this was announced before the trailer came out, people were like, why does this need to happen? Why would you do a remake or a prequel of Wonka? But I think this is one of those cases where it's like, this is like, it works. It just works in my opinion.
Yeah,
so
I'm with you, man. Like, it's one of those where you can just have fun with this. Like, it's it's probably not going to do any damage. Yeah, exactly. So we will move on to one that I know you are super excited for. And I'm very excited for it as well. And this franchise, there's been a lot going on with this property as of late, but I think most of us, for the most part, are excited for this upcoming TV show in the Star Wars universe, Ahsoka. I mean, we just got a new trailer, which gave us a closer look, but I am really looking forward to some Ahsoka news. You got to change a shirt?
Just showing off.
I thought you was going. I was like, he's got a little something going on back there. What you got? Nice. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's clean, dude.
501st, baby.
501st, dude. That's awesome. But yeah, so this is basically the spiritual sequel to Rebels. I mean, let's be 100%. They're going after General Thrawn or Grand Admiral Thrawn. Good Lord, made that mistake at Fan Expo and got corrected. No, it wasn't even me. It was a DJ on stage who made this mistake and got completely corrected by some man in the audience. This man was. But anyway, Ahsoka Tano, this series is going to focus on her and the Ghost Crew. Sabine Wren, Hera's coming back. Maybe Ezra. We caught a couple glimpses of him in the trailer and what looked to be like a holocron. So maybe. But a lot of the Ghost Crew coming back to take down at Grand Admiral Thrawn. And so I think that this is a really awesome spiritual sequel to Rebels. I mean, we've been waiting for some more Rebels. The only thing I'm wondering after this trailer is like, okay, so what's going on with Ezra, bro? what is happening? But I mean, it looks incredible. I like Ray Stevenson's character. Seems to be this like new kind of former Jedi. It says he survived Order 66. I like that connection to it. So him and another Dark Force user doing something shady for the Empire. So I'm looking forward to it, man. What do you think? The trailer looked really cool and action packed. But Star Wars lately, the fandom has been so split. What do you think, man? Out of 10.
As a diehard Ahsoka fan, I mean, where is she? She's right here. Like, as someone that watched Clone Wars religiously, I watched Rebels religiously, I jumped out of my seat just from beginning to end of this trailer. I mean, we finally see Mads' brother, Lars Mikkel. Hey, do we have the same one? Nice.
Yeah, I think so. Nice.
Yes. But as a huge fan of those series, I was overjoyed. This is a 10 for me, man. Seeing Lars Mikkelsen, Mads' brother, as Thrawn, he was just perfect. Freaking Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera, who was my favorite character from Rebels. And in a very close second was Sabine. And I think she might steal the show here. I'm just enamored with the whole concept of them getting together for this conflict. And then we have these interesting, in-betweens, like they're not really Sith and not really Jedi, and they have a orange saber. There's been a lot of theories about the orange saber. It's not really red, and it's not, they're not good, they're not evil, and it's kind of wondering, like, what is their goal here? What do they have to do with the First Order? And maybe they're their own thing. And then also, the Inquisitors are back. We got the spinning saber. We got one of those money shots. Dude, I'm geeking out because, rewind like 5 years ago, never would have thought I'd see a live action Thrawn or Sabine, at least not not in this day and age, and here it is. So right. I'm just overjoyed. I cannot wait. I think it's
finally we get some answers, man, because Rebels just left off. Thrawn was still alive. For as far as we know, Ezra was still out there. I mean, it was just kind of like it was left with so much more to be done. So I'm glad that we're finally really getting the answers to all these questions. I really just want to know what's going on with Ezra because he's like in this kind of like Jedi holocron type deal going on. I'm like, did he actually die? Like, what are we trying to imply here? There's like a mural of them. So I'm like, all right, what are we trying to imply here? Also, Larry pulling up saying, did you get your pink shirt ready for Barbie on Thursday? You pinked out.
I was gonna say, hey, Larry, I'm not going full pink, but I'm also not not gonna wear pink. So be
There we
ready.
go. He got a little pink accent
Hey,
going
we
on.
we gonna be in there. We're gonna be pinked out. It's Barbie, baby.
Oh, heck yeah.
Hold
I've been
on.
wanting
Wait a
an
minute.
Ahsoka
Wait a
show
minute.
for years, huh?
Joe-san, I hear what you're saying, but we know why.
Oh, well,
No spoilers, but we know why.
yeah. But anyway, it's like so cool to see these characters brought to life in live action. Like you were saying, man, I never thought I would see it. I love how still have really enjoyed how Rosario Dawson looks as Ahsoka. Like I think she has the looks. I think she's got the moves. She just really embodies what I would think of an older Snips, man. Like I'm so excited for this. So
She's so
honestly,
good.
man, she's so good. Like I was just like, and I feel like I've watched a child grow up. So it's like so cool to witness this character like truly transform from Clone Wars to Rebels now to this. So honestly, perfectly deserved. I am honestly a 9.5 out of 10 on hype meter for this one. I am so freaking hype. I was like, I think out of all the Star Wars projects, like if you told me, Boba Fett, Mando season 3, yes, even Mando season 3, the Rey movie, and no shade against all of these projects, I would still put Ahsoka more hype over all of them. So hype. I cannot wait for that. I honestly hope they show us an early sneak peek. Nah, they're not gonna do that. They're not SDCC. Not
And
quite.
quick,
a lot of people are pulling out.
really quick, I want to piggyback on that, Leo, because it's amazing how well that's actually turned out. The fact that we have transitioned from like the end of season 7 of the Clone Wars to seeing Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, and it's like it didn't even skip a beat. It didn't, in my heart, in my head, it just, that was her. I didn't even second guess it, and that to me is amazing. Like that's awesome. And then same thing,
So
ditto
good.
Hera. Seeing Hera again, I'm just like a little kid. I'm like, oh my god, she's real.
Hera. And it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yes.
Great. Awesome
Great casting.
Tyler say he just needs to see one of those Inquisitors use the lightsabers to fly. That might look a little goofy. 8 out of 10 from JHC10. Really wanted to be higher, but I got to see Rebels first. Wait, you ain't seen Rebels? Oh, JHC, you gotta check out that Rebels, man. Like listen,
so
man,
good.
Rebels is up there. For most of us, it's past Clone Wars. Like we're
top tier Star Wars. It's up there with the films.
Period. Like I used to be Clone Wars over Rebels, but the reason why I'm going Rebels now is because Rebels is a lot shorter and everything is more condensed and it's all relevant to the story. Sorry, Clone Wars, but there is way too much filler. Just gonna put that out there. But Rebels, great show if you haven't watched it already. Let's talk about. Oh, you ain't seen Rebels either, Jacoby? I'm surprised. It's great, man. Good to see you. But let's talk about our next one, Blue Beetle, directed by Angel Manuel Soto. Now, the premise is after Jaime Reyes graduates from college and returns to his hometown, Palmyra City, he is chosen to become a symbiotic host to the Scarab, an ancient alien biotechnological relic that grants him a powerful exoskeleton armor, turning him into the superhero Blue Beetle. Jesus, I botched that reading, but thank you for enjoying. Guys, Blue Beetle stars Shola Marduena as Jaime Reyes, Adriana Barraza as Nana, who is Jaime's grandmother, Raul Max Trujillo as Indestructible Man, Susan Sarandon as Victoria Cord, George Lopez as Rudy, Jaime's uncle, Bruna Marquezine as Jenny Cord, and many more guys. And honestly, I'm so excited for Blue Beetle, but I think the biggest thing with Blue Beetle is we're all worried about the box office. I think that that's a valid worry for all of us to have with how The Flash has done, with how Shazam did, Black Adam. We know how it's been going over at DC lately. So the biggest concern is how is this going to do in the box office? But honestly, Blue Beetle, I really want it to do well. I think it looks good. I love how charming Sholo feels. He was great in Cobra Kai as Miguel. I love that character and his relationship with Johnny. So I can only imagine that charm that he's going to bring to this screen. I'm really excited for for Lo to get another spotlight in another franchise. Lo, how do you feel about Blue Beetle, man, based on that new trailer?
Unfortunately, I did not see the new trailer. That's that one. I just missed that one. I feel like because of the strikes, they were just pumping some of these out, just trying to get them out into the world. They were just I feel like they dropped like what 5-6 trailers on us this week. So
yeah, because we also had Napoleon. There was a new TMNT clip, which Joe saw. I didn't watch it because I was like, I think I'm just gonna kind of save all that energy for SDCC since they're supposed to be there.
Dude,
so I was like, oh.
They did a new trailer in the theater. I think it was before. I forgot what I watched last week. I think it was Joyride, but it showed way too much. I actually turned away. Yeah, I could hear it too. I could hear it. They're just showing way too much, and I'm like, I just want to watch the movie now. So I'm good off that TMNT trailer, and I didn't see this one for
showing.
Yeah, no, I hate that. It's so annoying. But I didn't see this Blue Beetle one. But I mean, the teaser was good for me. So tentatively, I'm still like at a 6, 7. I'm not really familiar with the character. I'm just here for the ride. So
yeah, so it seems like a really good movie. Like I saw that trailer and it got me even more hopeful because I feel like somebody made the comparison that he could be like the Spider-Man of DC. I agree. I do think it's a little weird to do it before Superman Legacy if they want this character to be in the DCU. So what's weird about this movie, guys, is supposedly the movie is not in the DCEU, or it's not in the DCU, but like the character is. It's something weird. James Gunn is being weird about it, but I really liked how the second trailer looked. There's some action, there's some good stuff. Hey, I ain't spoiling too much, but there's some good stuff. And
I think
I like how the visuals look.
I think Colby means like every time there's an official trailer after a teaser, it just shows.
Oh, stop spoiling too much in it. Okay, yeah, it does. It's a weird marketing tactic at this point. They're just putting all the stuff in the trailer.
Hollywood.
Blue Beetle looks fine.
They'll never learn.
Fine. How is James Gunn even making sense? Good question. But Blue Beetle, I'm going with the 8 out of 10. I think it looks fun, but I'm worried what they're not focusing on enough, and I've said it for the longest, they're not focusing on their super fans. They're not focusing on the Cobra Kai fandom. They're not focusing enough on the Hispanic Latin community. I'm like, dude, it's just not, they're not doing enough.
Tyler.
Oh, you already know. That's happening. Which Sholo's talked about, there's going to be cameos. So Gal is definitely one of them.
That's got to be one, right? I mean, she's like Nick Fury at this point. She's in everything.
It's getting to be a little. You know what? I'm rocking with my girl. I'm down.
Or no. I'm sorry, man. Not Nick Fury. Was it Coulson who was in all?
Yeah,
Phase
Phil
1?
Coulson.
Coulson was in every single Phase 1 film, I think.
Oh man, G. Kobe said I'm a 6. Woo! 8.5 out of 10 from JHC. Yeah, and now with the strike, unfortunately, like Blue Beetle, it's rough for Blue Beetle out here. But Lo, you ready, man? We moving on to our next segment of the show. Guys, let's move on to the
All right. And unfortunately, with our first bit of news, it's honestly really disheartening to hear about, to talk about. But here we are. The Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, joins the Writers Guild in their strike amidst reports that supposedly studio execs are waiting for the WGA to break. They're waiting for people to like possibly lose their homes so that they can just give up the strike, or just like lose their livelihoods. And it's just disgusting to hear those comments, but it's also heartwarming in a sense to see the solidarity. If you haven't seen Fran Drescher's speech, who's the president of the SAG-AFTRA, she makes a very impassioned speech that's very, very poignant, and really kind of breaks down what the problem is. And not only did she make that speech, but just not long, maybe a day after, we got the numbers of how much CEOs are actually making. Like David Zaslav of Warner Brothers, the Netflix CEO, Bob Iger of Disney, they're making ridiculous, like mountains of cash, while the people that are creating the products and the content that we love, actors, writers, working hard 7 days a week almost, working like 14-hour, 12, 18-hour days, whatever it is, and they're not getting compensated well enough. Some of these writers and actors are struggling to pay rent, picking up day jobs, and like we're watching them on Netflix thinking they're living the high life when really a lot of awesome actors and writers are just living just like us, if not worse. And it's really, really sad to hear. I really hope that this system's broken, and I think Hollywood is broken in a sense, and I don't think there's any turning back from this. And anyone that doesn't feel compassion for either the writers or the actors, I don't know what to tell you, because it's just, Leo, I know you got some thoughts on this too. How did you feel when you saw those numbers? Because that's the one that really floored me, like how much these CEOs are making, and you can't imagine they're doing as much work as the people that are creating these films for us, like.
Man, real quick, I'm just gonna go ahead and share the figures, guys. We got Zaslav up at the top at $498 million. $498 million. Guys, this is WB, which is scrambling right now. Remember, they're scrambling. They're having a hard time right now. They're having to sell music rights and all these things. If he just cut $200 million out of his salary, that right there would put a lot of food on the table for many different people. The biggest issue is that I think the outlook is that, oh, well, if you're writing in Hollywood, like you're doing fine. Well, the median pay for a writer in Hollywood is like $69,000 and some change. That's nothing for Hollywood. And not to mention, that means there's a steep amount of them not making enough for even ends meet. And they're working 12 to 14-hour days. These writers' rooms aren't like this glamorous, awesome, crazy experience. Like, no, you're shafted in a room for like hours and hours and hours and writing this movie. And like you hear about these experiences from the animators across the Spider-Verse and such. The writers are doing like 10, 12-hour days too, and they're not getting paid that much money. And what's crazy is, like, if I'm not mistaken, I think the WGA is asking for like a 2% increase. So it's like, that's not even that much. Like, if you think about it, from David Zaslav's $498 million salary, that's easily $200 million could clean all of that up. But yeah, a lot of working conditions for them are just not great. There's also with SAG-AFTRA, they are also really pushing against the potential like AI recommendations that a lot of companies are making with like copying actors' likenesses and using it across different mediums. And it's just not a good look for them. So they're also striking against that as well. I think it's ridiculous that the executives are just like waiting for them. And you got Bob Iger on the side saying it's unrealistic. And it's like, no, your salary's unrealistic, Bob. Like that's what's unrealistic. But it just feels like the execs are out of touch. And I really hope that the WGA like comes around, or like the execs come around and really just cut these people the deals they deserve. Most of the people in SAG-AFTRA are not your Brad Pitts. They're not your Fran Drescher's even. They're smaller actors who get month-to-month work and need salaries to get through. They need residuals. Streaming has really messed up residuals. It's just unfair on so many levels. So I hope they could just raise the salary. All they have to do is decrease the salary of these guys up top. That's literally all they got to do. $500 million salary to destroy WB Discovery.
That's what's so, I mean, it's not a laughing matter of the situation, but it's laughable that all the like failures that DC and WB have had, and David Zaslav sitting up top making $500 million, like it's just like, what does he even do? Like, what does he even do right now? Minus make really bad decisions. It's like he's getting paid $500 million to make really poor decisions. Like,
to be dumb. I mean, he's just getting $500 million to put streaming services together and all these weird moves. Look at how The Flash did, and tell me y'all think Batgirl on HBO Max will perform worse. Like, really? Dumping it straight onto HBO Max? Weird, strange, and just odd, and I hope the best.
Yeah, and there's not too much to say that hasn't already been said, but we're hoping for a good outcome for all involved. It has to get better. It has to, So
yeah. We got JHC hoping the strike is successful.
I know.
Joe
Fingers
saying
crossed.
AI is ugly. Yeah,
but real. Going from some disheartening news to some freaking awesome news. Deadpool 3 actually revealed the official costumes for both Wolverine and Deadpool. Comic book fans have rejoiced. If I put the little clip of Wolverine in the middle there, the iconic yellow suit that people have been wanting to see for a long time, going back to 2013's The Wolverine directed by James Mangold, where they teased the suit, but we never saw him wear it. Here he is in the yellow suit. I think it looks great. It looks tactical. It looks functional. I mean, does it have to be yellow? I mean, who cares? I mean, there's no purpose to the yellow, but it looks cool, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I think we saw a lot of set leaks of them fighting in these suits, so I'm excited. I'm here for it. And unfortunately, though, due to the strike, though, they have stopped production. But sooner than later, we will finally get Deadpool 3 and Deadpool's introduction to the MCU. Leah, what were your thoughts when you saw the suit? I know you were kind of on the fence about that.
So the laser says mustard or ketchup. Yeah, I like Deadpool's look. I don't think Wolverine's looks that good, guys. I'm gonna be real with you. I think it just kind of translates a little weird in live action. I don't like the shoulder pad. I don't know, man. I think it looks goofy. I know that sounds weird, but I think it just kind of looks like it does belong in just the comics or just the animated show. For me, it just doesn't look that great. Now, I know with the sleeves, that's because of Hugh Jackman's condition, so not taking away for any points because of the sleeves. But I don't know. I think I just envisioned something else.
I feel like it would look better with the
feeling
mask.
It. Maybe so. Maybe that's
what
it is for me. I don't know, man.
Especially because Deadpool's already masked. I feel like if they're gonna fight in these outfits and they're gonna do battle and go to war together, it would make sense if Wolverine put a mask on. And I don't know. I think it would look a little bit better.
Maybe he will have a mask. A lot of people are thinking he'll have like the nano mask.
Oh
man, the comments going at me, man. L. Rare Leo L. I hear. Listen, guys. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Look, wait. Leo was out here saying
Larry's coming for you too.
Listen, okay, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I like the biker suits, man. I like the biker, the black suits. I thought they looked tight. Look, Lo, I know you're disagreeing. Lo over here, like Lo left, y'all. He like those suits ugly. Nah, come on, we all liked them back in the day. We all liked those suits back in the day, Lo. Why are you acting like now you don't like the biker? Did you like it before?
Never. That was the only thing. Okay, look. I thought X2 was amazing, but I didn't like the suits. Amazing. I was like, why do they all gotta wear black leather suits? Like, it looks weird.
Yeah, Joe-san, I'm with you, dude. Are you with me, man? I like the black suit. I know that it is the comic book suit. I like the Deadpool one. That's the thing, guys. I like the Deadpool. Not big on the Wolverine.
Colby said you can go live in the Matrix.
I'll go right on ahead. Shit. I'm down to be Neo. I just gotta change one letter in my name.
Oh man.
So ha.
But it's unfortunate. We won't see Deadpool 3 for a while, depending on how long the strike goes on. But
yeah.
I'm excited as a diehard X-Men fan. I grew up with the X-Men animated series, and in the animated series, he had the yellow suit. I'm a big fan. I think it looks cool. I do think it looks odd without the cowl or the mask. So we'll see.
Don't the neck piece look a little like it's damn near choking him? I don't know, man. I'm nitpicking.
You're over here like getting the magnifying glass out. Like, hold up, you see this crease here?
You see that fold over on the shoulder?
I don't know. I mean, it's like if you don't like it, I mean, I'm not gonna like hate you for it, but I mean, I think it looks fine, but we'll see. I think it'll look a lot better again, we're looking at like this random still somebody took on set. I think it'll look a lot better on film.
For sure.
But yeah, we'll see. I am looking forward to Deadpool 3 whenever that does get released. It's definitely gonna get pushed back. Moving right along to what seems almost like a rapid build now. We went from going like months of speculating who's gonna be Superman to having like a billion characters come out of nowhere. So Superman Legacy makes even more announcements, including Nathan Fillion, who people know from Firefly, most recently Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Suicide Squad. He's playing Green Lantern. We have Isabella Merced, who was last seen as Dora the Explorer in the City of Gold, whatever. She's going to be Hawk Girl. We also got Eddie Gathegi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he was famously Darwin in X-Men First Class, which a lot of people
bring back Darwin.
A lot of people a lot of people had issues with the way Darwin, who was supposedly unkillable, got killed in that film, and then he also was in Twilight way back when. And another person,
that's right.
Yes, he was. What's his name? Lamont. Lestant.
Yeah.
Lamont.
Yeah. Lamont.
And Anthony Kerrigan, I'm not terribly familiar with, but he's playing Metamorph Man.
Yeah.
Something like that. So we have a slew of characters in what I thought was supposed to be like not an origin story, but like a lot of focus I thought would be on Clark. And we got like 4 heroes in here. Eddie Gathegi's playing Mr. Terrific, I think. So it's just interesting. This is not what I thought it was going to be. Does any of this take you by surprise to you? Do you think they're kind of overstuffed in this film?
Overstuffing. So a lot of people have brought up really good examples like Guardians of the Galaxy and how there's like the Nova Corps and all these other characters. And I understand, and so there's been a couple of different perspectives with this one is that, okay, so since there was going to be superheroes already in this world, maybe these people will just get a line or two. If that's the case, can we just not report? Like, can we just wait and see the movie and see Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, which I think is a great casting, better than that old Finn Wittrock. I don't know what they were thinking with that mess, but I'm glad that they actually got somebody who could be a Guy Gardner type personality type and looks as well. So I'm excited for the Nathan Fillion one. I think Isabella Merced, I think that was a great casting for Hot Girl. I think that it's like a cool new direction they could take the character that could have a similar like Wonder Woman Gal Gadot effect if played off well. She's huge in the JS, in the animated universe and the JS Justice League and Justice League Unlimited shows. So if they're introducing her here, maybe down the line she could be more important, like that casting. My man Darwin, bro. I'm gonna just be real with you, man. The last two were a little kind of out of the way, a little kind of out of the ordinary. I think.
I'm gonna be honest. Man. I don't know who Mr. Terrific is, bro.
Man, most people don't, and I think that it's a little stuffed. It's like, okay, you got all these people who not the public doesn't really know about. It should be. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be that guy. Put in Jimmy Olsen, who is another Superman character. And if you want to pull in some more people from the DCU, put in Batman and Wonder Woman. Like, at least it's like a cameo or something. I don't know. Y'all right over there?
Yeah, we good.
Fighting flies again. You fighting the flies?
Yeah, they're coming after me, bro. They're getting too close. They're getting way too
man. Close. Isabella Merced was also in Instant Family. Yes, super good. The last night, I actually interviewed her for that, and yeah, that was not good. Anthony Kerrigan, he's NoHo Hawk from Barry Lowe. Also, he was
I haven't seen Barry, bro.
He was Victor Zsasz also in Gotham, which I don't think that's gonna really confuse many people, but this is his second DC role, so he's already been somebody
I like
else.
Gotham, but I never finished the series, so maybe I didn't get to that part yet.
Yeah, and so now he's gonna be Metamorpho, which is fine. I mean, all these people, man. So the idea of the DCU is that these people are already going to exist, I guess. It's just we're getting dropped into this world of superheroes. Does it need to be this random cluster? I think we'd be okay with just Hawk Girl and Green Lantern.
I was gonna
Like, I
say
don't
that's
think we
actually
need everybody else.
that's part of the reason why I kind of put the collage together. Is just I just kind of wanted to show how overstuffed this is getting.
But you know what? People bring up a good point. They're like, oh, Batroc was in Captain America Winter Soldier, so was Bucky and Natasha and Fury. And if you go through all these characters, and yeah, but it feels like in those cases, they didn't just blow up all these castings for those people. I don't know.
I was gonna say
Maybe they did.
I think Winter Soldier is a huge difference. I don't know. That's a disagree for me. I mean, the main character I got introduced to is Falcon, in my opinion, but.
Right, but people will like riff off like, okay, there's Falcon in that movie, there's Winter Soldier, there's all these other, like, they'll compare, and I'm just like, but these aren't Superman's characters. It's not like it's Jimmy Olsen and, you know, maybe like Batman or another character that's super close to Superman. It's just not. So
also, this is totally off topic, but can I just say how touched we are as comic fans that the man who can adapt to anything and can't die ends up dying in X-Men First Class, what was it, 10, 12 years ago?
yeah, geez.
It still resonates with us. That's how touched we are.
Yeah, that was such a dumb way to die. And then we got Tyler with why are we starting up with Green Lantern with Guy Gardner? Who knows? They don't even know, I don't think.
Well,
they
to
don't
be fair,
know.
like I said, I mean, Nathan Fillion and James Gunn are pretty close. James Gunn has put him in his last 2 or 3 films already.
Yeah, so him being in there.
I think that's what that is. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sean Gunn. Like, that's just what James Gunn does. So
yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Jeff Bezos as Lex.
So JHC, it hasn't been announced yet, but I feel like they're keeping this one on the hush. What do you think, Leo?
So I heard that Lex is not even in Legacy.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that he's not in Legacy. That's just what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm like 90% sure he's not gonna be in Legacy at all. Which, okay, so you don't have Lex Luthor, you don't have Jimmy Olsen, you don't have all these iconic Superman cameo characters, but you got this hodgepodge.
I was gonna say, yeah, we got Metamorpho. Hey,
we got Mr. Terrific.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
Listen, awesome. I'm glad to see Darwin back. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, Joe San over here, free my boy Darwin. Hey, honestly, it's nice to see him. I haven't seen him in anything recently. Have you?
The guy who plays Darwin? No, I haven't seen him in nothing.
Yeah, I feel like he's been kind of quiet for a while. I always thought he was a pretty good actor.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad.
Oh, Tyler, I would love to see it.
You know what? I'd be down. I'd be so down for that.
I mean, he already stands in for Rocket, and then what was that weird thing? Weasel?
Yeah, he's
Weasel,
like
right?
Weasel in the Suicide Squad, and it's like, go ahead, man. Throw Sean Gunn in.
Oh man, but you know what? We'll see. I know, I feel like every time we do this, we do so much speculating, but we really won't know until we get a trailer, until the film comes out. And I trust James Gunn, so I don't want to go too harsh on him right now, but it's a little concerning, definitely, for sure.
A little weird. Yeah, a little weird.
All right, next up, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 opens to about 235 million worldwide, despite falling short of domestic expectation. And get this, Elemental has surpassed The Flash with over $300 million worldwide. Hell yes for Pixar. Hell yes for Elemental. Not surprised. I mean, The Flash is not playing in any of my local theaters anymore.
Man.
That is an unmitigated disaster.
Ooh.
While David Zaslav sits on his pile of cash, and he could probably not even blink an eye that The Flash failed so hard. But I'm a little disappointed with Mission Impossible. Well, how about you, Leo? I thought this would do a little bit better.
So there was one question from Geek Ledger about the last one. Did James Gunn rush the announcement of the main cast? He knew the strike because he knew the strike was coming.
That would make sense.
I think that's on target. I don't know if that was definitely, but like I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, for sure. When it comes to Top Gun, I keep doing this, y'all. When it comes to Mission Impossible 7, I think worldwide it actually did very well. I think internationally that's a great number to set
That's
it
a
up
big
to
opening.
possibly finish up at like 5, 6, maybe even 700 million guys in its run. Like that's a great opening. I think domestically it actually was like not where they predicted, but it for the franchise, I think it was about not as much as the first one and Fallout, but everything else it's about right on target with all the others. So I'm like, I think that makes sense for Mission Impossible. I think you got something weird going on with the Sound of Freedom, but I won't get into all that. The Flash has completely fallen off, completely.
Yeah.
And then
And to be
Elemental.
Fair,
oh, go ahead.
I think Top Gun Maverick was in theaters for like 5 to 6 months last year.
Yeah, and it was, man.
You know what I mean? It almost went into like the winter, and I think Mission Impossible will have legs. So I will say that.
I think so. Yeah, I think it'll have some legs because it's another Tom Cruise movie, and like Top Gun and the last Mission Impossible, he's just been on an absolute roll. Larry said these box office projections are scoring films. MI7 is the biggest opening, but they set it up for unrealistic expectation numbers.
Good point, Larry.
Yeah, great point. And I think just in this crowded sea right now, you got to look at the new $1 billion movie is like 700 million. Like that's the new 1 billion would it be. You got to adjust. Like there are so many films coming out. I'm so happy for Elemental passing 300 million. It's staying on, it's hanging on, and industry projections are having it finish out between, I want to say 420 and 500 million, if I'm not mistaken. So if it can finish out at like 500, we got to stop talking about the Pixar's dead or Pixar ruined its brand or whatever, because that's some good money for that movie. 500
definitely. And
good for that.
John brings up a good point, though. The budget for MI Dead Reckoning was pretty big.
That's right, 300.
So I think that's part of the expectation, and then they're not quite hitting the number that maybe they wanted. I think that's what it was.
Yep, and that's exactly what Larry is saying, the exact same thing. MI7 and Indiana Jones. Where the heck is $300 million going toward in this movie? Really? Like, same thing with Indiana Jones. I'm like, where did that go? You beats the hell out of me. If you ask me, I'd be like, I guess actor salaries? I don't know.
I was going to say, and I feel like Dead Reckoning has a good cast, but I don't think it's as star-studded as some of the other ones.
No, I couldn't tell you why. CGI, according to JC. I mean, Reckoning is not that CGI heavy.
Also, the country that Tom Cruise did his stunt in, wasn't there some drama with that over some of the action sequences they were doing? And I don't know if they had to pay off those governments or something like that. Like,
yeah, that's what Colby was maybe hitting at with the crazy stunts. Oh, and COVID did shut down the production. I remember reading that.
Okay. No, but Leo, do you remember hearing about that? I forgot what they were filming a sequence. And then something went wrong, and then they were having some issues with the government of like the country they were in.
I don't remember that. Was it like the country that they were doing the stunt?
Yeah, I think it was the train sequence, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll look at it.
Wow, crazy. But yeah, I think we got Laser saying Indiana won't pass 400.
I doubt it.
No, but Spider-Verse is at least over 650 now, so that's doing well. That Mario, some of the highest grossing movies of the year, animated movies, and I think you'll have Mission Impossible follow, maybe right up under Spider-Verse, because Spider-Verse has had a little bit of longer legs. It might finish out at like 700.
You love to see it.
Yes, sir.
When Tom Cruise snapped the crew members, I actually remember that. You know, people got kind of like weird about that, but it's like maybe he was overboard, but he had a point though.
Listen, wear the mask, man.
Because like at the time, they were at risk of getting the production completely shut down.
Yep.
So I kind of get why he was upset. So
I get it. I don't think he was invalid for that.
Yeah. But we'll see. As far as I'm concerned, I still think Mission Impossible is going to be the movie of the summer, but time will tell.
Oh, here comes Isaac with
Isaac?
that. What's going on? Yeah, you're still right regarding Mario.
Yeah, I don't think
Nothing's gonna
anyone's
top
touching Mario.
Nah.
That's just honestly, I'm still baffled that they hit the Billy. I can't believe it.
It's such a big IP, man, that worldwide number.
Yeah.
I knew in terms of like the world. Everybody knows Mario, and you know the thing about Mario, it had an open playing field for all of April. Open,
I think that
wide open.
that was the biggest thing, and I think I underestimated that. But honestly, I didn't think I knew it was going to do well. I just didn't know it was going to do as well as it did. That just
So
amazing.
yeah, I was thinking like Guardians would do better. I was like, yeah, no, Guardians, Spider-Verse, like nope. Mario straight up just had 4 weeks where it was just like people were just going and seeing that shit over and over and over and over.
Yeah. But we'll see. Did Tom Cruise save the summer? Maybe not quite, but we also don't know for sure yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, this bit of news actually kind of puts a big smile on my face. The Marvels and Miss Marvel star Iman Vellani will help co-write the new Miss Marvel comic. I think it's a resurrection of sorts because I think the character did die in the comic run, and I think in this iteration it's going to line up with her MCU character in that version of Kamala Khan will be a mutant as well. And I say good for her. She is a huge fan herself. I added the photo of her cosplaying as Miss Marvel. And look at her. Now she's actually living her dream. And she's a comic fan. She's over here arguing with Kevin Feige about which universe she's in.
Yeah, for real.
I love this for her. Especially for a POC. For all kinds of reasons. I think this is so cool that they're giving her this opportunity. And it's great to hear. She's so adorable. I love seeing her, and she's so passionate about being involved with the MCU and being Kamala Khan. I know it means a lot to her. Leo, how surprised were you by this? This kind of caught me off guard. I didn't even hear about that.
So I'm super happy about it because this version of Miss Marvel will be the first time she's a mutant. So I'm super excited to explore that storyline. This is coming after the whole Miss Marvel was killed in the Spider-Man comics a month ago, which was stupid as shit. The only character of color, the only woman, you're gonna kill her. Dumb. But anyway, I'm glad we're coming back. And Tyler's like, yep, she literally died just a month ago. But yeah, we're past that. We're past that. We're coming back. Kamala Khan is back as a mutant this time. I'm super, super excited for this. Like Joe-san said, walking W. I can't wait for Iman to get this experience. This is great. Living her dream, like you said.
Great for her. You love to see it.
Absolutely.
And to round things up with news that is exciting for both me and Leo, James Cameron confirmed in a very off-the-wall bizarre article about his real estate, but he very quietly in the bottom of the article quoted he will be actively working in Austin, Texas on the new Alita Battle Angel films. It is on his schedule. That's what he's set to do after he does some more work on Avatar. And let's go. I'm excited. As someone that's a fan of Robert Rodriguez, who directed Alita Battle Angel, as someone that loves, everyone involved with this film, I thought, oh my God, Leo, what is her name? That played Alita?
Rosa Salazar?
Yes, I thought she was awesome.
She was great.
Marcella Ali, of course, Jennifer Connelly. And I really liked the world building of Alita. Really something I gravitated to. The world was so exciting, and I needed to know more about her. I've never read the manga, so I'm not totally up to speed with that. But the film I thoroughly enjoyed. Leo, how excited were you to hear this news?
Oh, very excited. I really liked Alita. The first one was awesome. Like you, man. Yes. I love the world. I liked how it looked. I just liked the sci-fi. And honestly, I'm with you, Isaac. I like the manga a lot. I honestly like the live action adaptation a lot.
Wait, so you read the manga?
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
it's actually very rare for me to like the live action adaptations, but I liked it. I really liked it a lot. I like Christoph Waltz. I guess I'm kind of spoiling. Well, I like Michelle Rodriguez, but Ed Norton at the end, I'm like, we got to see what happens with that, man. We
I
got
was
to.
like,
you can't just
yo.
give us Ed Norton. You can't just give us Ed Norton like that and then be like, psych, no sequel. Like, so I'm excited to see where they go with that. Looks good, man. Honestly, I'm excited for it. Cameron, make the magic happen. Oh, don't say that, Laser. Cameron ain't dying.
I know, damn. But like I said, I'm a huge fan of Robert Rodriguez, and this would be a huge W for him. And as long as Cameron's backing him, I think we'll see it done.
Here go G. Colby. Didn't really like it.
It's okay.
All right.
We all can't
me and
like
Lo
all
are
the
just
same
gonna
things.
be in a line. Yeah, we'll be in front of you in the line for that one.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'm gonna be seated for Alita premiere night, early screen. I am there. I will be there.
Oh my God! Watch me see Mahershala and Alita before we get to see him in Blade.
Oh God, Tyler, I know, right? But all that drama aside, that because actually the strike's holding up that production as well too, right? The writing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we'll see. As excited as I am for that, I would much rather the resolution for the writers to come before that even films.
Same, man. Hopefully.
But that about does it for the roundup. I'm super stoked. Cannot wait for Alita.
Yeah, can't wait either, guys, and can't wait for our next segment. Yeah, and to answer your question, JHC, the first Alita was awesome. We love
2 thumbs up.
But Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning just came out on Monday, which is such a weird, or wait, wasn't it Wednesday? Such a weird release date for a movie to come out on Wednesday.
They did fan screenings on Monday, and then the official date was Wednesday. It was really odd.
Such a weird one. It's like as soon as they announced the fan screenings, all of a sudden it seemed like a lot of Tuesday showings were like popping up, and then I was like, okay, I don't know what this is doing for the box office numbers. Seemed to be pretty decent worldwide, but Dead Reckoning, I think you're fresher off of me than it, man. What do you think? What'd you think about it?
Okay. You know what, guys? I am going to be honest. So Friday was when I had a chance to see it. I didn't finish Fallout until Thursday, I believe. I was watching Fallout in segments. I've been really busy with work, but so my cousin had a birthday party Friday night, and he lives an hour away from me. And my screening was at, long story short, my screening was overlapping to when I was supposed to be with the party. And I made a conscious decision because, first of all, I was thoroughly enjoying the film. Do not hear what I'm not saying. I didn't walk out of Mission Impossible because I was upset. I just really had to manage my time. And I knew because I liked it that I would watch it again. So I walked out of Dead Reckoning a little early. I couldn't sit for the 3 hours, guys. I just had to go to my family event. But with all that being said,
he ditched out, y'all. He got up and walked out of Dead Reckoning. Wow.
But I will watch it again. I might watch it either tonight or tomorrow, but we'll see. Anyways, I was thoroughly enjoying it, and I gotta agree with John. There's some story beats and some things that didn't sit well with me, but besides that, the fun of Mission Impossible, of everything I enjoyed, because I did a marathon up until this point, everything I've enjoyed so far is still there. The chemistry between Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames and Tom Cruise, it's like butter. Like they're a family at this point. It's like I hate to make the comparison, but it's like Fast and the Furious. Like they're just a unit. Like Simon Pegg as Benji, Ving Rhames, Luther, Ethan Hunt, of course. They're just a unit. And then, of course, Rebecca Ferguson as Ilsa. And can I say, I read an article today about how Haley Atwell has been waiting 17 years since she first appeared as Peggy Carter. And she's just now really getting her opportunity to really expose herself. I know she had Agent Carter, which got canceled, by the way. But Haley Atwell is awesome. She's charming. She's gorgeous. And I loved her chemistry with Ethan Hunt. And that's actually part of the reason why I was having so much fun in the beginning, despite some of my issues story-wise. So with that being said, the action, of course, was on point. The cinematography was brilliant. It's just a fun ride. And I think gripes with the story, I think the interesting thing about to me is like, we've had Rogue Nation, we've had Ghost Protocol, we've had Fallout, and it's amazing to me that we keep having all these mission films, these espionage films, and it's like they always find a way to kind of freshen the formula and bring us something that we haven't quite seen before. Like for Dead Reckoning, we kind of have an opening action sequence in that sandstorm, with the mercenaries chasing them in the desert. And I know Ghost Protocol had a sandstorm sequence, but there was just a lot of elements here that I loved, like the Fiat chase through. Was that London or Italy?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh man,
I think that was
great. The Fiat sequence, like the way that was set up, was just brilliant. Especially the fact that Haley Atwell can't drive. Like there's just things that were set up so well. The airport sequence was hilarious. I love the fact the CIA was on their tail, but they were just 2 steps ahead every time. And Benji with the freaking codes on the thing in the airport. I don't want to spill too much, but yeah, I had a great time. Even though I didn't finish the film, I actually left so the White Widow sequence where they see her when they were departing the White Widow is when I had to leave. So
dang, bro.
I know. Dude,
I had to go. There's like some crazy stuff. Something crazy happens right after that, bro.
I didn't even see the motorcycle sequence, but hey, where's Tyler? Tyler's comment. Hey, Palm Clementoff was awesome. She was so cool.
She looked great too.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't wait to see it again. Even though I didn't quite finish it. So
this guy did not even get to finish. Wow. Well, I will admit, for me, I think the story, I really liked it because I think it played into modern AI a lot. And I like the theme of roping in that modern AI and how it's advancing so rapidly. I like playing that theme into this movie and what it did with the entity. This is my favorite. Hear me out. I know everybody gonna get on me for this one. This is my favorite one so far. I would say Fallout is right up underneath, but I really, really like this one a lot. I think the women steal the show from Tom Cruise in the best ways. I think Haley Atwell is great. Like you were saying, why has it taken her so long to get like a role like this? Why is it taking her so long?
She should be a star. She should be a star.
She should be she should be rising up. And for whatever reason, it just feels like her career has been mostly stilted after the Agent Carter stunt. And I'm like, okay, come on. Like in my opinion, she should be like up there with some of these newcomers. She should be up there. So I'm glad to see her in this franchise making a mark. I really love the guy who plays the villain, Esai Morales. I think he has this great presence to him. I think he's, especially, you'll see later on in the movie, like they go more into that character. I really do like the presence that he brings on screen. I think I like the physicality of Cavill more because he just had those guns, baby. He had the lockjaw arms, just the boof, boof, like ready to go. And he was just this big tank, man. Cavill was a tank, wasn't he? But I like the cinematography as well, the action, the choreography, honestly, the connection between and chemistry between Haley Atwell and Tom Cruise. I was like, you two, y'all definitely dated. So them little rumors of you two dating and stuff, y'all went ahead and confirmed it with this one because clearly y'all had some great chemistry going on.
Yeah, that chemistry is too good, right?
Sex eyes in the movie. I'm like, y'all definitely looking at each other like it's some hot snacks. So come on now, come on. But oh wow, okay. So we got Colby was playing pretty much a more charismatic and less annoying version of Phoebe's character from Dial of Destiny. I didn't think she was annoying. I know you.
I like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Colby.
Yeah, come on now.
She was cool.
Yeah, I like Dead Reckoning, man. I like Vanessa Kirby. Palm was great. Like everybody in the movie was awesome. Love getting the old team back.
Hey,
I had a great time.
Hey, look, Haley Atwell gave him the eyes, but man, because I just saw Fallout 2 days ago. Get someone to look at you the way Vanessa Kirby looks at Tom Cruise.
For real.
She be eating him up too.
Eating him up.
She just looks at him like, oh,
eating him up. I'm like, oh, looking at him like he a hot snack. Yeah, you know, I definitely enjoyed this one though. It's entertaining. It's fun. I'm wondering how Dead Reckoning Part 2 is going to do in the box office. Like, will this get people quicker to that box office than in that case for the second one? We'll have to wait and see. But
you know what's interesting too though is like the stakes with this one and the stunts that they pulled. It makes you wonder, like, they have to go bigger, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like the motorcycle sequence, the train sequence, like they have to top it the next one, right? I mean, otherwise, like, you know what I mean? Why set this up to be like, oh, it's only part one? You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
They gotta outdo it.
And
that's what's interesting to me is like, what are they gonna do next?
You know what? There's gotta be something they did like low key. Like, don't show us no trailers with like the big stunt in the movie. Nothing. We don't want none of that. Let us just wait and see what we're gonna see. Let us wait and see. I'm with you, Tyler. She can choke me, okay? You heard that here. But guys, we're gonna go to our what the fuck moment of the week, guys. We got to talk about this real quick with Bob Iger and this weird comment that he made regarding the strike. Bob Iger, who earns $25 million annually before the bonuses, says actors and writers are not being realistic with their demands for fair compensation and working wages. I think that needs to say. Iger also just extended his contract to 2026 with his annual bonus potentially reaching 5 times its previous size. Lo, what you think, man? Big WTF moment, huh?
I'm disgusted, and this is coming from a park goer, an annual pass, Magic Key, Disneyland goer. I used to really be behind Bob. He was our savior in a lot of ways, but right now, I'm disgusted by these comments. And literally, you kind of illustrated it earlier when we looked at the numbers. If Bob Iger's pulling in 400 something mil a year, what is he doing with all that money? Like, he doesn't really need all that money. He could lose a couple $100 million and give it to the people that need it. And I think it says a lot about our economy, about our culture, and it's sad.
It's sad, honestly. I mean, the thing is, it's like we were like, Papa Iger back. Bob gonna fix up some stuff going wrong with Disney. Nah, this is how Bob actually feels about the people who work. The people who create the products, the people who actually make the magic happen. He's like, oh, it's unrealistic while I sit up and make nearly $200 million a year. No, it's unrealistic for them to want more. I think the salary was for the best few years total, not per year. Iger makes like 25 to 30 million a year.
Okay.
That's still a good amount.
That's still a crap ton of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, listen, if you make it 1 million, that's a lot. 25 of that.
That's what I'm saying. And look, I mean, even like if he keeps 2 and distributes the rest to people, I think the world would be a better place. You know, I mean, you could have 2 mil and feed your family and invest and whatever. A lot of these executives and CEOs and presidents, and they're all sitting on piles of cash while there's poverty and there's people in the streets and people suffering. Like, these big cats, man, these suits, they're just living large, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. They're over here flying around in jets and helicopters. And
yeah, and this is a good comment here. The She-Hulk Daredevil episode, the writer for that episode only got $396. That sucks, man. That sucks.
And then imagine, right? Whether or not you hated She-Hulk or loved it or whatever, millions of people were streaming She-Hulk through the Disney Plus app. Lots of Marvel fans globally.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's making $300.
$300. And everybody around the world, millions of people watching your episode, you make $300 from that. Oh yeah, great comment here, G. Kobe. Yeah, the Haunted Mansion red carpet had the Disney park actors showing up because they couldn't get any of the actors. So they had Cruella DeVille. They had Mickey and Minnie lined up. I'm serious, bro.
Oh man, I didn't hear about that, but
let me see if I can at least find a little video because I was like, dude.
And as much as I'm dumping on Bob, that's what's hard is because the culture that Walt Disney created, it's so ingrained in my blood and my life, my lifetime, my experiences with my father, with my kid, and it sucks that the CEO of all of it is just, saying stuff like that. So,
right. Yeah, this is the Haunted Mansion premiere.
Oh shit. And I'm not gonna lie,
showing up.
We haven't done a hype meter on that movie yet, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited. I like the cast, and it's one of those things. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because I love stuff like the Haunted Mansion, I love the parks, and I love Marvel and Star Wars, but it also kind of like makes me turn my stomach knowing I'm lying in the pockets of someone that doesn't give a shit about anybody else, and it's like,
right.
It makes me so sad. It's like it's a conundrum. I have
someone who does not give a shit. Does not give a shit. Cruella was there. It was just like, what the hell? Like there was just all these random Disney theme park actors there. So that was.
And actually, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm actually gonna be in Disney World a month from now. Give or take. Give it about 5 weeks or so. And as much as I'm stoked for it, it's like, see that's the conundrum. Like, it's my birthday trip, and the CEO over here is talking crap about people that I think deserve better. So.
Right, it's just like, come on, Bob. That's not unrealistic. Don't you want them to have a good, fair living wages? Come on. But man, guys, so next week we are not going to have a show because we're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. Baby, we are headed to SDCC starting Wednesday for me, starting Thursday for Lo. Guys, we'll be having some coverage here on the channel. Lo, let the people know, though, what's coming up from you with the cinema spot and where the people can find you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter or Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden. I'm a proud editor, writer, reviewer, critic for The Cinema Spot. Check us out at thecinemasspot.com, at The Cinema Spot on all socials. I was kind of late to the party. I did publish my review for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. You can check that out on the website. I'm currently writing Past Lives review. That one's a little late too, but it's a film that I watched it a second time a couple of days ago, and it's definitely my favorite film of 2023 so far. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone, but it really touched me, and I'm gonna write about it. So check that out. Keep an eye out for it. And we got a lot of other great reviews and editorials on there. Check us out at thecinemasspot.com.
Check them out over at thecinemasspot.com, guys. And here on Geekly Goods, we got some more coverage coming up this week, guys, including Oppenheimer. There'll also be coverage from San Diego Comic-Con 2023. So be on the lookout. I know it seems like there's not a lot going on, but there's a couple of little crumbs in there, guys. So definitely stay tuned on the channel, guys. We got Harley Quinn around the corner, season 4. Tons of stuff happening. So, guys, if you're not already following the main channel, Geekly Goods, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button here and there. And y'all come on back in 2 weeks, because next week we'll be enjoying San Diego Comic-Con, a little bit of that sunshine, baby. So come on back in 2 weeks, and we'll see you guys next time on Geekly Goods.